Boom, boom, boom.
We are live!
And how are you today?
Quite a productive day, right?
We've had a very productive day. We've recorded a video.
We got some mozzarella!
I actually really enjoyed today's video. It was, we're getting used to this whole vlogging thing and taking you guys along with it, along for the journey. And I just felt like today we're just doing a couple of wee different things. It was nice.
Yeah, but it was tasty too, right?
It was damn tasty.
Damn tasty. And, well, we don't want to spoil too much for tomorrow's video, but
Yes, we've got some new purchases coming.
I got naked.
Of course you did.
I got my kilt off.
Rab got naked in a busy place.
In a busy place, and there was ladies and guys.
In another man's office.
Didn't take it much convincing, did he? He just like, do you want to? You got? I was like, I don't have anything on under here. So you want to put your kilt off? I was like, okay.
He said, just stand there, you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, just...
So of course I had the camera on me. I was like, bingo.
Filming.
Do you want to turn your camera down slightly?
You turn your camera down slightly.
This much.
Sorry, everybody. I've got to turn my camera down. How's that?
This much. That's a little bit better.
A little bit. You want a bit more? How's that?
Right. We've got to come up with a new plan because what we realised, remember that I switched off the other day when we were in?
Why is that?
Well, the extension overheats. And it's got like this little overheating button.
Safety. Nala, come.
Safety button.
Come here. Come here. Oi! Come here. Oh, she's acting up.
Oh dear, dear, dear.
Right, sit.
So yeah, in order to keep the heating on, we need to think of a new plan or get a new extension. Maybe it's just an old extension.
You got to take care of fire safety first and all that jazz.
I definitely do.
Lie down, Dad.
So measure what's important. This is something that we don't get asked. This is not a frequently asked question. This is a more of a frequently asked, frequently
observed observation.
frequently observation.
Oh. A full.
Show me your full face. So yeah, this is obviously weight loss, right? People think, I want to lose weight, and all they do is measure your weight, jump on the scales, and unfortunately, females, if you're watching, you are much worse at this than the guys, just because you're more emotional, and when we become emotional, we don't think logically. So yeah, it's not all about your weight. Man, it gets cold in here quickly when that turns off.
Yeah, you better believe it. So, I mean, we're using weight loss example because that's what we specialise in. So, it's about measuring what's important to you. I mean, ultimately, are you trying to lose weight? Is there a reason you've got to be lighter? It's why you'd measure weight loss, right? And then for it to be important to you. Or is it you're trying to fit into something, a dress? Now, the other way you could do is measure inches, or measure yourself against the dress you're trying to fit into. Is it you're wanting to be a particular size to fit into something in terms of a space, or?
Yeah. I once had a client who was exactly that that scenario. She had this dress, she bought the dress and she couldn't fit into it. And she was going on about her weight and her weight and her weight, and I was like, look, it's not about your weight, it's about this dress. And I thought it was about the dress, I know your weight's not that important. Have you tried the dress on again? And so she come back and she says, no, I haven't tried it on, I'll go and try it on. She come back and she went, I fit it. Now what's funny is she still wasn't happy. She's like, no, but I need to lose weight. I'm like, okay, tell me what the goal was again. Is to fit into this dress. Great, so you're fitting into the dress now. You're much smaller than what you were, and the dress is proof of that. Yep, but I still need to lose weight. And it was almost like she was agreeing on a superficial level, like, oh yeah, of course, if I just get into the dress, that's totally fine. But subconsciously, and our sort of deeper emotions still had this attachment to weight, and she just figured if she's fitting into the dress, then she would be a certain weight that historically she would, if she was this particular size of dress, she would be this weight. But unfortunately, your body changes, especially females having children, your bone structure changes and everything else, and you just don't. You're literally not the same person as what you were. Anyway, so it took a lot of deep coaching to kind of coach around her mindset, because she still wasn't happy even though she'd achieved her goal.
You've got to measure what matters to you, right?
Measure what matters.
It's like I remember years ago when I used to play a little high level rugby, I knew my body weight when I was trying to bulk up. Now, my quality of physique back then, I was chunky, but there was a lot of body fat there. I was probably heavier then than I am now. So if I was to say, oh no, if I got to 100 kilograms now, I would be a lot more muscle than I was when I was 100 kilograms then. But I can't use the same indicating factor because it's 15, 20 years apart. Everything's changed, so I can't even use that as the same measurement.
And if you're a female watching this and you think, well, it's fine for guys because you want to put more muscle mass, it's exactly the same for females. It's not necessarily about the size of the muscle as such, but it's also the density of the muscle, how active they are, how much nutrients you're storing in your muscles, your bone density as well. There's a bunch of different things. Just a quick one. Joey Gallon's on, and
Joey.
saying best kept secret. So if anybody doesn't know, Joey is a dressmaking extraordinaire. Best kept secret: find clothes that fit slightly larger versus fit and tight to look smaller. So you want to have clothes that are slightly too big, and therefore it gives you the illusion that you're smaller than you are.
There you are. Top tip from our main man Joey.
I
mean, what other things would you measure? I mean, I suppose you could measure your happiness, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not just about your weight loss, but when you ask more and more questions about weight loss, so it's most common thing. I want to lose weight. Most clients come to us and say, I want to lose weight. I want to be this weight. If I just lose half a stone, I'll be happy. If I just get down to my pre-baby weight, I'll be happy. It's always about weight, and often when you delve into it, what you realise is they want to be a certain weight because it will make them happier. And what we're saying is, well, why don't we just measure your happiness?
And then you've got to find out what makes you happy. I mean, for some people, happiness is spending more time with their children. So you say, right, what's the barriers to spending more time with children? Oh, a working schedule or this, that and the other. So then what you do is you measure how many days am I spending with my children and how can I make that more to be more happy, if that's how you measure it. So it's measuring what's important to you and then taking appropriate steps to achieve that happiness or that goal.
And I think the reason we mention that is because so many people are trying to lose weight to make themselves happier. They're like, no, if I lose weight, that's how I become happier. I want to do more of that. But unfortunately, a lot of people then make themselves miserable trying to make themselves happy. It's ironic. It makes no sense. So always be very mindful of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, how you're eating, how you're living your life. And I've seen too many people. I've seen some personal trainers out there who are making themselves absolutely miserable trying to maintain a certain lifestyle when it's just not achievable.
We've even had it within the clan, and it's a common one. Someone's like, my weight didn't shift this week, but I lost so many inches out of my thighs. You're like, well, when you go to buy clothes, you don't go into the shop and say, excuse me, will this fit somebody that's 75 kilograms? And it's like, I don't know, like, what's your waist measurement? What's your thigh measurement?
The shop assistant will always say, you know, what clothing size are you?
Yeah.
They'll never turn around and say, how much do you weigh?
Yeah, that's right. So then when the person's putting everything on, oh, I didn't lose any weight, but I shrunk. Well, what are you trying to achieve? I want to drop a dress size, but I have to lose weight to do it. Not always true.
Yeah.
Drop a dress size.
My dog is, I think she's hungry because she's licking me.
Now Cheryl, my favourite Texan, she said, maybe if you're actually happy, you might lose weight easier. And that's completely true, Cheryl. Happiness, in terms of if you're happier, you tend to have less stress levels. That would be a fair comment to make. Less stress does make the weight loss process easier. So in that sense, then you're absolutely right. You know, the happier you are, the easier it would be. You would have less restrictions anyway.
Joey Gallon said, Tinkerbell says hi, Coach Rab. And of course, hi, Coach Stephen too. Is this a joke I missed?
Well, what it was is when I was away in Disney World, Mila got her pictures taken with Tinkerbell, and it was the classic green, and Tink had her hair up and blonde thingy. And then, of course, I don't know if it was Halloween or a throwback to Halloween, Joey dressed up as Tinkerbell.
Oh, great.
So I scrolled through my feed, but it was almost identical outfit.
Oh, really?
And the hair he had a wig on, was identical, and I was like, oh my god. So I shared the picture of Mila with Tink. I was like, was this you, Joey?
Excellent. Rab looks like he's on the naughty step while Stephen is on the comfy chair. Yep.
Well, actually, if I keep our wee Holly Dolly's got an old chair for us, and
The recliner.
she phoned today wanting mozzarella, and I was giving her pelters, so every time I do that, I'm probably getting my chair
Yeah.
put back.
She's probably got it ready to go. She's probably got it in her van already. She's probably had it here. She's like, yeah, I'm just going to hold on to it another week.
She's probably carrying it back up to her flat now. Going, that feckin' Rab, he's such a dick.
Mary Doris, be happy first, eat well, exercise, dress for the body type, and enjoy life. Yes, absolutely. We made a video a while back, and it was all about happiness is a choice. And 100% is a choice. Everybody has got something going on in their life. Everybody has got their experiences and different ways that your brain works, etc. But the bottom line is, if you want to be happy, then just be happy. And what you'll find is, when you decide that do you know what, I'm just going to be happy. I'm happy now. You then make happier choices. You make healthier choices, and you'll actually become a healthier, fitter, leaner, stronger person because you're just naturally a happy person.
And it's not that your problems or the things that were bringing you down go away. That's not true. But is that saying? I think it's like, what is it? 10% of what in life happens to you. The other 90% is how you react to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's easy to say if it's something small. If it's something bigger, that's a lot harder. But the principle remains. If you try and choose to be happy, then these things that are knocking you down.
Yeah.
How you respond to them will certainly be different. You might not be bulletproof, but it'll be certainly a more positive outlook.
And it literally is all to do with how you think about certain problems, or if you see them as problems, or the hurdles, or the opportunities. Because even when you experience real horrible times, if you've got the mindset of everything is happening to me so that I become a stronger person, then all of a sudden you can be happy about certain situations. Yeah, but it's not going to be stressful and difficult, but if you've got this mindset of no, I'm a happy person, I'm deciding to be happy, therefore I will find a way of being happy. It's also like we're not that into football, right? So, but if you're into football, people get really, really upset about football matches and if their team has won or lost. Now, although I'm not into football, I do enjoy watching Scotland play when there's international stuff. But for a while, it was just like, man, this is affecting my happiness. And when I'm really getting my emotions into a football match when it's Scotland, they can beat the best team in the world sometimes. I mean, there was one year they beat France twice in the build up to one of the big tournaments. And I'm like, that's one of the best teams in the world. When we're beating them, great, we've beat them, that's fine. But then they'll lose against the worst teams, and you're like, so because it was affecting my happiness, I made that conscious decision to, well, if something's affecting your happiness, then change your viewpoint. Either I'm not bothered if Scotland wins or loses, or just completely detach your emotions from it.
That's why I don't watch football, I watch a little bit of football. I certainly don't watch Scotland football. I just detach myself from the emotions, and I'm a happier person for it.
There's a Mumford & Sons song that I love, and one of the lines in it is, plant your hope with good seeds. And that for me should be a philosophy in life. Like, if you're going to put hope on anything, at least make them sure they're good seeds. And Scotland football team is not good seeds, they're bad seeds. And if you plant your hope with them, they are not going to grow.
Got any comments there?
Yeah, I'm just sort of, Terry, I am a laugh in the face of disaster girl. Crying will only give you a blotchy face and a headache, and you haven't solved anything. But yeah, pretty much.
The interesting one, I remember reading something about Keanu Reeves, of all people. He's had quite a lot of tragedy thrown his way.
Yeah. And they say he's one of Hollywood's nice guys.
Yeah, he's just down to earth. I mean, there's always the image that always goes with the article is always just him sat on a park bench chatting with some random.
Yeah.
He's down to earth. But
Tell you, go lie down.
Apparently, I cannot remember the exact details of it, but he's had family members lost, problems.
Best friend. Is it River Phoenix? That is
River Phoenix. That's right.
Yeah, his best friend when he was a kid. He died.
Yeah.
But yeah, and actually, when it comes to training for movies and stuff, they say that Keanu Reeves is the hardest worker. He wants to do everything. He's just so passionate about what he does, and is keen to help a bunch of other people. He's just Yeah,
well, I mean, that's why he's the chosen one, right?
he's the chosen one.
He took the red. Was it the red pill he took, or was it blue pill? He took the red pill, didn't he?
Remember.
It's been that long. I'm not really.
Can't remember.
God damn. Taylor's saying the back wall looks good. Great choice. Stephen just informed me that it's very fragile.
It is. So I was going to buy a big roll of lino, wood effect lino, but how to attach it to the wall, do I screw it in but then it would just rip, or do I get eyelets, and it's just going to be a pain in the backside. So I got some laminate instead and I just stacked it up. So it's not exactly attached to anything, but it's balanced pretty well.
It doesn't come tumbling down like a house of cards.
It'll be a night when we're having whiskies and we'll bump into it or something.
I
And
know, we'll get a bit frisky.
Yep.
Kilted Bear saying it's the red pill. Yeah, thought it was the red pill.
Learn to say no to people stroke situations. Life is way better overnight. Walk away from people that make you sad. I'm going to make up the rest of that because I can't see it.
We did a mindset on that as well, wasn't it? It was, oh God, what was it called again?
I like this. Mary Doris is saying, sometimes we need to switch off the TV, brackets, stress, and trim the hedges. Sometimes we need to switch off the TV and trim the hedges. I like that. And trim the hedges is just stress relief. Like it.
Yeah.
I like that saying.
And also when you step back after trimming the hedge, it's all neat, it's tidy, it's like, bliss. Unless you're crap at trimming the hedge. And I've got a client who is, it's actually really funny, she's in her 70s. And she was really pickled when I got there. I was like, you alright? She was like, really, you're distracted. I was like, is everything okay? She said, well, kind of. And I was like, what happened? She said, well, I got my gardener to trim my hedge, but he's a wee bit past it now. And she showed me the hedge and it went along and it just gradually started to creep up. But then there was a sharp drop at the other side. And I was like, well, what happened? She says, well, I kind of pointed out to him at the time that it wasn't straight. So then he made an extra effort. So he thought he'd done straight up to a point and he chopped it down to correct it so it looked even worse. And then she had this genuine look on her face as if to say, I'm scared to ask him to correct it again. But at the same time, it's bugging her that it's so...
Yeah.
It was one of those kind of really funny moments. So yeah, trim the hedges as long as it makes you happy, right?
Great live show, guys, as ever. Recommendations for shoulder impingement, missing my upper body overhead movements. Andy Morrison. First of all, I would always say go and see a physio because shoulder impingement can come from a few different angles, a few different imbalances in the muscles. So always seek professional advice from somebody who can physically assess you. Obviously, we can't really do that over the internet, but generally speaking, I would say focus on rotator cuff exercises, which is like sort of external rotation, so like using either like a band or if you're lying on your side, just a wee like a can of beans or a dumbbell of some kind, and just try to get the shoulders round. More often than not, it's these muscles at the front and then in the chest that become very tight and just roll your shoulder inwards, which then causes all sorts of different problems.
Now Jason Petty said something brilliant. Someone once told me your attitude is your altitude. If you let your emotions take control, it can affect your station in life.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So where you are is your attitude.
Yeah. Oh, very good.
I thought you were going to get it just from the first line. I was like, I'm going to have to say even more. So thank you, Jason. That was, whoever told you is very wise.
Sheena McLaren's asking, what things do you guys do to relax?
Ooh.
We come on YouTube and do live feeds on YouTube.
And the really relaxing ones don't always stay because we get smashed.
Yeah. There is no evidence of our very relaxed sessions.
I like to watch movies to relax. Going live actually and chat with people.
That is, yeah. See if we're like, oh, should we do this? Sometimes we've got to film. So filming for us it's not stressful, it's very easy, but you've got to think about different scenes and what we want to say in a particular video. But actually going live is like, oh, should we do that video or should we just go live? We'll just go live. And it's just much more relaxing. We can just, obviously now we've got the man cave, we can just sit down, we can blather, we can read comments and we can speak to you. I mean, for us, obviously this is work for us, but really it's sitting down and chatting to a bunch of people. I mean, people do that all the time as their relaxation, as their time off, as their lunch break, they go and sit in a coffee shop and they'll have a blather with somebody. We do that, but it's to 57,000 people.
It's also quite nice because sometimes we start off with a subject and then people like what Jason's comment he put in there, your attitude is your altitude. Now everybody's heard that saying, right? Or everybody that's on the street.
Yeah.
So suddenly these sort of things, these little tips and tricks, they get everywhere. Simply Deep saying, sup guys, sup Simply Deep. Was it Simply Deep or Simply Red were the group? Simply Red were the group, weren't they?
Simply Red, yeah.
Simply Red. Oh, we've got some heat again.
Yeah. You just have to let it cool down a wee bit. Cancel that.
Cancelling the cancellations.
Yeah. Walking the dog, totally stress free if they behave. Yeah, absolutely. Walking the dogs is I actually feel guilty sometimes when I'm walking Tilly. See, if I've got to take Tilly for a walk, I'm kind of like, I enjoy it so much. It's just like it's a nothing thing. I'm just going for a walk in the woods. And see, before you got the dog, you kind of wanted to go for a walk, but you're like, I'm just this creepy guy in the woods.
I know.
But as soon as you got a dog, you're like, no, I'm not the creepy guy in the
You've
woods.
got a reason to
I've
be
got
there.
a dog. So yeah, it's really cool.
Joe Byers is saying brilliant. Don't know what he's saying brilliant to, probably one of the previous ones, or maybe just the altitude is attitude.
So Daniel Griffin's saying, what about measuring the amount of calories and portion control? So that measuring calories can be an amazing thing and it can be a terrible thing depending on you and the way your brain chemistry works.
So again, it does come back to what's important to you in a way, isn't it? Because some people like specific numbers, some people like to know exactly, so therefore it would be important to you to count every calorie.
Yeah. I've actually spoke to people in the past that count calories all the time. Like, I've been counting calories, I never go a day without counting calories. And you say, okay, well, has your weight changed in the past 5 years, as long as you've been counting calories? I'm like, no, I'm happy where I am. You're like, so why do you count calories again? If you've got like a set target, some people just like, I've got one person in mind, okay, so he is very much, I just enjoy knowing exactly where my calories are, and it's a form of stress relief for him because the way his brain works, he doesn't want to not know how many calories he's having every day, so he measures, and that's just his way of maintaining his weight. And like, do you know what, if it's the way your brain works, and if it's better than not knowing, then absolutely go do it. But a lot of people will count calories because they're worried in case they overeat, they're worried in case they have, the wrong nutrients or whatever, but they're still not looking to change anything. And for those people, I would say, just chill out. Focus on the food that you're eating rather than how many calories it contains.
But what we've noticed as well, or certainly in my experience I've noticed, what are you saying, Grumpy, is that people that count calories don't really focus on how much they're burning up every day.
Yep.
Now, if you're counting calories, right, I have 1,976 calories a day. All right, very good. But how much energy do you burn every day? Oh, well, I work out for an hour, and in that hour I burn 555 calories. Yeah, but what about the rest of the time? Yeah. Unless you're an absolute robot, that's going to vary, and therefore your calories can vary too.
And somebody might say, well, I've got a desk job, therefore I just train every single day for an hour and I always burn the same amount of calories, and the rest of the time I'm at my desk. But something as simple as your hydration level. So say for instance, you catch a bit of a sniffle and you're a bit congested, you're going to be slightly dehydrated. What happens if you get woken up an hour earlier or an hour later than you normally do? Your metabolism will change, so you have no idea how many calories you're burning on a day-to-day basis. And as Rob said, what's the point? And actually, even when it comes to calories intake, people say you are what you eat, but that's not true. You are what you eat, digest and absorb, because you will not digest and absorb all your calories. Again, depending on your gut bacteria and how efficient your digestive system is, you will only digest and absorb a certain portion of what you're taking in. And you hear stories of people eating so much and never putting on a pound. It's because their digestive systems are actually either not working or the metabolism is just ramped up with certain nutrients. So if it makes you feel good, then absolutely go and count your calories. If it's going to stress you, like it does for me, like I hate counting calories, I will do it from time to time, maybe once every 3 months. I'll go for a couple of days worth of track my calories, see where they are, make sure I'm not overeating, make sure I still get my protein in, make sure the veg is still there, see roughly where my metabolism's at, and then forget about it again. Focus on the food that you're eating rather than calories.
So if it's important to you, measure it. If it's not, then bother.
Aye.
Then bother. DeMarco's on, hey guys. And Leroy's praying that the dogs bless up and pull that kilt.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There's a kill command and a kilt command.
Catherine Bono saying, I gain weight easily, so I count calories often. If it makes you feel good, if it serves your purpose, then absolutely. Morning from Montana coaches, I'm doing keto. Should I do some kind of adjustments? I've lost 98 pounds. And again, Crystal Twists. We can't see the rest of your comment. If you're going to do anything on Facebook over 2 lines, please do multiple messages so we can read it all. we've mentioned keto a bunch of times. We're not going to go into it again. It's on previous feeds if you want to go and watch it. It can have good points and bad points.
If it's easy enough for you to follow and you enjoy it, follow it, stick to it. If it's making you unhappy following it, then don't stick to it.
Should you do some kind of adjustments? Again, I'm not 100% sure on what you mean by that.
Cheryl saying, I added canned pumpkin to my smoothie today, added vitamin A.
Nice, it's a wee kind of Halloween special, right?
Yeah, right.
Nice. Canned pumpkin. I've never had canned pumpkin, although on a almost completely different level. Did you see the man who made the boat out of the pumpkin?
No.
It's on the news this morning. Apparently,
I was expecting a punchline there.
No. He got the biggest pumpkin boat apparently ever.
Right.
But it's a huge pumpkin. It's like this size, and he basically carved it out, cut a hole in it, carved it all out,
Right.
and jumped in it with a wee paddle and started.
It floats.
It floats. It was awesome. It was on the news.
You're that line. Do you think I came up the Clyde in a banana? Think I came across the Pacific in a pumpkin?
It'd be banana skis, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Girls, enough.
My protein powder is pumpkin spice flavour. It tastes
Nice.
great. Oh, happy days. Kilted Bears asking, are your dogs siblings? No, they're not, but they're only about a couple of days apart. Nala, come here. You've been a naughty girl today. Sit down, darling. You got ants in your pants. You got ants in your pants. Right, sit down. Sit.
So, yeah, measure what matters most to you. Don't be sucked into what the media says or what you've heard friends say. I mean, ultimately, there was actually a real fun story the other day, and it was something along the lines of what was it again? It was something like when I'm roasting a chicken, I always cut it in half first and cook it on 2 trays, and then somebody said something like, why'd you cut that chicken in half before you roast it? It's like, that's just the way my mum did it. I'm like, alright, can we go and speak to your mum? Oh, yeah. Why'd you cut the chicken in half before you roast it? Oh, that's the way my mum did it. I'm like, alright, can we go and speak to your gran? Yeah, sure. Why'd you cut the chicken in half? Oh, I just did that because my oven was too small and I had to fit it into 2 trays. So just because, it's the way everybody's always done it, doesn't mean it's right. Be a little bit more mindful about, good practices, and absolutely measure what matters most to you.
Right, we're going to spend the rest of the day doing some brainstorming for our secret project.
Yes, secret project. This is like
the biggest secret project ever. It's like more secret than the secret project. Even beyond the secret garden.
away.
Ah.
Yeah, top secret, and we've done some brainstorming already. In fact, at some point we will tell you. We're just not too sure when.
When we're allowed to.
This is funny because we're talking about the secret that we can't tell them, but we're telling them about the secret that we can't tell them.
It's like when you've got a friend like, oh, I've got this thing, I can't tell you though.
Yeah.
Why bother telling me that there's a something? But we're doing it to build anticipation. It's
Yeah.
going to be awesome.
It's funny because when I used to be on Facebook, you would look at people complaining and like, oh, I've had such a terrible day, and then all their friends would jump on and say, oh, darling, are you okay? Everything okay? Don't want to talk about it. I'm like, well, don't fucking put it on Facebook.
I don't want to talk about it on here. It's like,
Yeah.
But you want to draw attention to it on here. So
that's
that's
so funny.
exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, we're telling you about the top secret project that we can't talk about, therefore we should have mentioned it in the first place, but we did because we're excited.
And we're a pair of dicks. Right, folks, you have a lovely afternoon.
Yes.
Measure what's important to you.
Be mindful of what you are trying to achieve.
Bing! Oh, no.